Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Put me again, you can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss we eat the yellow rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste no must a man to statue. Say me like a cashew, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him, I got a bet too much. It in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me,
300% free.
it burn me,
Garbage pile of the day.
it burn me,
Give the teacher them
it
raise.
burn me,
I see corruption
it
face.
burn me,
Mash down the people them house.
it burn me,
Every day appear arms out.
it burn me,
Appear money them a thief.
it burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
Come me say dig up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our river. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start and thief for themselves.
It burn me,
Or they treat the market man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the cat man.
it burn me,
Or they treat the peanut man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the dirt man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the soul man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat policeman.
it burn me,
How them a treat soldier man.
it burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona thief. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, good morning. It is Monday, the 24th of March, the month almost done already. Soon it will be Easter. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're only on YouTube this morning because, of course, the bitter Labourites had me blocked yesterday. To my community party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, dear subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Sharon Bernard, Evan Riley, Florence Hamilton, Marcia Essie, Rosemary Samuels, Ransford McLean, Wayne Evans, Sabina Sarkodie, Violet, Dorrit Elliott. Good morning, all, and welcome. So the Labour right them run out and report my page yesterday. You notice anytime the Labour rights can't handle the truth on TikTok about Andrew crime and Andrew's lie, they do mass reporting on your page and have your page blocked. When you can stop me for a while over TikTok, but come stop me over YouTube, Labour rights. Joan Genius, good morning. Come over here, so Labour rights. Come stop me because I don't like the truth. And because I don't know, say TikTok NIMBY eyes, when I like to do mass reporting over there. Because all the while, when all of them run, come over, in the comment and they can't get them ways, they always report my platform. Right now, I told me TikTok them have banned. But we'll be back up and running soon. Yesterday morning, I asked Andrew to one, come hold him head in a shame, and two, to come out here and apologize to the people for the lies, the deception, the non or misinformation in the Prime Minister's budget. Everybody, Prime Minister, I talk about the budget. Beat and teach, what go on. Everybody across social media, Prime Minister, other than Cliff and George Davis and the Labour rights, them Prime Minister, everybody is giving your unfavorable budget a real markdown. Even Labour right who are able to critically think, Prime Minister, is marking your budget. Kind of budget that, it's a budget. Done now. Is marking your budget down. Maybe, Prime Minister, with all of what you heard since Thursday, you probably need to do some reflection. What you thought you have sold, Prime Minister, wasn't tomato picked from the vine. These were rotten, junjo growing tomato, Prime Minister. You run come out here with it. And because we know say better than market, Prime Minister, the people are not buying your budget. Winnie. The people, Prime Minister, are not buying your budget. Your budget don't have anything futuristic in it, Prime Minister. It was even a horrible election campaign over the dispatch box. If one would argue the truth, Labour right would have completely a different view on that. George Davis also might have. But Prime Minister, listen to the nation. Your budget in an election year, we're not having it, Yvonne Johnson. We're not having it, Prime Minister. It just doesn't make good sense. Yvonne Johnson, morning. Angela Mills. The truth is, Keith Salmon, it makes good quarreling, Prime Minister. It isn't though what we expected of you, given it was your final budget presentation as Prime Minister for the country. Colin. So on reflection, Prime Minister, you need to listen to the nation and either go back or pick up the budget, write over the budget or something. But certainly, for you and favor, budget is not accepted by the people. Let's first, Prime Minister, ask the question, was it mothering, wifering, or speakering? Which was it? Wife, mothering, or speakering? Because at this point, Prime Minister, we really don't know what her role is or what we should term her role to be, Hero Bottom. So was it wifering, speakering, or mothering?
And the Prime Minister digital. Yeah. So these are refurbished. They're going to be refurbished. So they will be refurbished with those.
So it is not at all going to be entertain disturbance to the budget debate. Do not answer any member questioning you in this house. Please continue with the debate, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The wife of the legislature, the husband of the executive. Make it what you will. Mothering, wifering, or speakering. Which was it? Uno, Juliet, and the Prime Minister will have to work out which one is it, wifering, speakering, or mothering. Because it's hard to tell what her role is, Annie Jones. At any given time, it's quite difficult whether we should refer to her as wife, mother, first lady, MP, speaker. Make it what you will. But Prime Minister, young Jamaica is not in tune with favourable budget. It's really not cutting through, especially Prime Minister, the $2,000 malarkey. Because you know your budget only come with $3,000 for poor people. 2,000 for favor per month, Prime Minister. Morning, Christine, welcome. 2,000 for favor per month. 1,000 from the Prime Minister per week. That's all, Prime Minister. Poor people got in the budget. Never mind the other lie them where you pick out a legislation and can't tell. Prime Minister. Never mind those lies. That you're going at the legislation and you say, make me look for something to fool them. And you come and you announce, this is the first initiative of speed. But let's listen to how young Jamaica is receiving Favor's budget.
I think it's nonsensical if I'm being honest, because like realistically speaking, you can't use that as a down payment, and if you can only afford to save $2,000 a month for 3 years, then what about the future? Installments like insurance, gas money, like it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's really my point.
What about you? What do you think?
Well, $2,000 a month for 3 years, that's $72,000. Doesn't make any sense at all.
I need to start saving $2,000 a month so I can buy the Pro Box. If the finance minister says it can work, I believe in her, finance minister.
I think it's impractical because cars in general cost more than what that amount would come up to. But I do agree with saving, even if it's small amounts of money based on what your income is. I do agree with saving over time in order for that to build up to more. But in this specific situation, that money would not be able to buy a car of any sort.
Well, when I first heard it, it was kind of funny to me because $2,000 over the next 2 years, I don't see how I can get you a Pro Box. It was kind of funny, but if it's actually true, I might just start saving and see what can happen.
You know, when I heard about it, it was very interesting and nonsense at the same time, because knowing Jamaican and that came from the Minister of Finance, it's a bit idiotic.
Quite a response, Favel, isn't it? Nonsense. Serious nonsense, Miss Williams.
To say, but to some extent it kind of makes sense. It's a bit 50-50, showing us how to save on one cocoa full basket, but overall it's nonsense, because Jamaican love run with foolishness, and and at the end of the day it's foolishness.
Why do you think it's foolishness?
Because $2,000, if me have $2,000 now, I gonna want to spend it for buy lunch. Me not gonna want disciplined enough to save the $2,000 over a set period of time.
So you think it's a discipline issue?
It's more like a discipline issue and a nonsense at the end of the day.
So I think that is crazy. That there's no way you can save $2,000 for a year and get a pro box, especially in this economy. That's not possible. So I just think that was crazy to say. I've heard that it is actually possible with the down payment, not to buy the actual car, but I heard that depending on the amount for the vehicle, it is possible. You're not kill me, Anya me. The way I heard that it's possible from people that actually own.
Not received well, Miss Williams. Your budget is not well received, because even if you did just left it at what you said on the Tuesday, maybe it wouldn't have turned such a malarkey on you. But your appearance, Miss Williams, following your budget presentation, your appearance on national television, telling the nation where high food price are kill them, this is an extra $2,000 that you wouldn't be having, that you wouldn't budget for a month time. Never mind, you may have to borrow and trust before the month end. So even the $2,000 where you get out of the finance minister budget wouldn't go much far to even cover where you trust and borrow. But the minister said, be disciplined. You never did have it before, and you did live without it. Put it aside, she said. Get a piggy bank and put it aside for 3 years. At the end of that, you'll have a tidy sum, said the minister. $74,000, said the minister, not Global TV. $74,000, Brenda Elson, Audrey Patterson. $74,000, said the minister. She said it's a tidy sum. And you can go put it down, power and car. One like a pro box or something, if you tap your fan and get wet in the rain and dry in the sun, said the minister. Not me. And your entire budget, Favor Williams, based on that utterance, has fallen apart. Nobody, Miss Williams, nobody remembers anything else about your budget. Because I haven't heard anyone else speaking about your budget. So no need to go back, go take up the pen and the rubber, rub out some of the foolishness, and write it with something that the nation can understand and accept as something that was promised from 2015, a piece of the prosperity pie. A piece of the prosperity pie. Because Prime Minister, if this, your how much 100% rise in minimum wage, your $20,000 solidarity and tax give back, it's not enough. That's not prosperity. Because the job them where you say you create prime minister, them stop off pathway in a Jamaica. Your job creation, prime minister, your lowering of the unemployment figures, it really don't reach rural Jamaica. And rural Jamaica knows that. Rural Jamaica Prime Minister knows that your job creation, your economic growth has not gotten to them, Colleen. Because if they never have road for drive pan, Ladybug, the economy around them cannot be flourishing, Prime Minister. If taxman have to raise them fear, if taxman have to buy front end bumper and all sort every month, what out of that prosperity you think they can save, Miranda Rado? Because it's at the £2,000. Colleen, remember so they kicked me off a TikTok yesterday. The Labour right them report my page yesterday again for hate speech. Because the time you tackle them Prime Minister and the lies, them report you for hate speech. So, but the Producer Wayne channel will be released from prison tomorrow evening. And then the Global TV channel will be released from prison on the 30th of March. So, me in a TikTok prison you know. That's why I ask everybody to subscribe to my backup page on TikTok so we can continue the war over there as well. But the Labour right them serious over the Duns Prime Minister. That's the TikTok backup page for Wowo yonder. But Prime Minister, maybe me come out because the whole of them say me a PNP. I don't know which part me and them sit down and have the PNP conversation, Prime Minister. But me come out and call you to come apologize yesterday. And it may sound like it's a PNP supporter. But here is a man, Prime Minister. Here is a man who is declaring himself to be a supporter, Prime Minister, of the Jamaica Labour Party. This is a supporter, he declared himself, of the Jamaica Labour Party. Let's listen to his view, Prime Minister, on your budget. Because you know, go on like say when people talk about on a budget, there must be PNP. And when people talk about on a failure, there must be PNP. But there are actually Jamaicans, Prime Minister. You and the Labourites, them, are not aware that they are Jamaicans. But there are. Shock, horror, there are.
So PM Holness, me listen to you on the budget presentation. What a presentation it was. I also listen to the leader of opposition, Mark Golding. But I come about you, PM Holness. You know, the budget presentation, you can take most of it. You know, most of it was laughable. Yes, most of it was entertaining. Yet some of it was serious. I was enjoying the budget presentation. But the truth is, PM Holness, you know when you lost me? When you touch minimum wages. You said you move the minimum wages effective June 1st, from 15,000 to 16,000. When you said it, the cabinet and members, they applaud you. Standing innovation. One would have thought, one looking on would have thought you did something well. It's a big thing you do. Yes, you deserve a clap because you give poor people a push. The truth is, PM Holness, you did nothing. And I don't say to embarrass you. I say to you as a Jamaican, I say to you as a supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party, I also say it to you as a minimum wage worker. I know how the spending go. PM Holness, where you say? Not even 2,000. Me just feel the love of God that try understand. Because then clap you so much. Me think you do something great. You don't do nothing. You did nothing at all. And nothing is wrong with coming out and saying you make a mistake. You know, in your calculation, you made a mistake. Favor made a mistake when she spoke about 2002 year and Probox. You know, nothing wrong. Me know educated people don't like apologize. Me know. You know, when you're so full of yourself, when you can't say only the wrong. PM Holness, come back to it. Come back to it and set away. You know, maybe you know I made a mistake in the figures. Try 2,000 PM Holness. The cost of living it's just too much. PM Holness, remember one thing, this is an election year. Not only that, we the poor people vote. Them people at Cherry Garden, Narbrook and Beverly Hills and all them hills and uptown. They're not even voting on. Because the truth is, them are uptown. For them things set. Them a private sector. Them run things. Them run things. Me never seen my polling station yet. And I visit many polling stations as an outdoor agent. PM Holness, this is an election here. You talk about a third term. May I tell you, there's still hopes. There's still a possibility. You might just get there.
Glory,
but this just not cut it. Because this not move me one bit. This $1,000 increase not move me. And them hypocrite they behind you clap. Remember when you raised to them money in a parliament, it was by 200%. It go by thousands, some by millions. So when they clap for you, applaud you, they give you false hope. You did nothing, Minister, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. You did nothing where the minimum wages is concerned. I put it to you. You made a mistake. Come back and recap.
Labor rights! And me a mad. Other man here help me mad. Because he's sharing my sentiments. What the Prime Minister to come back out here, come apologize to the people there. He want the Prime Minister to come correct him story. The Prime Minister need to come back out here and apologize. And on me assist so, a labor right, assist so, Prime Minister. I wonder if him turn PNP overnight, why him think most of your budget, Prime Minister, was gimmicks. And him declaring himself as labor right, you know. And on me say, him a labor right. In declaring Jamaican-ness first, but he also declared his support for the Jamaica Labour Party, Prime Minister. And he's saying to you, your budget not do nothing. I don't remember his name, but there was a young man, I think he lives in the States or Canada, one of them. But he's from Maypen. And he was sharing these same sentiments on either Friday or Saturday nights on his TikTok page. Prime Minister, you know, your budget not do nothing. Your budget not on a hope. That young man say he's willing to sit down and talk to Mark Golden and ask Mark Golden if his budget is a serious thing. It means, Prime Minister, Mark Golden budget is ringing true to your supporters. Futuristic Prime Minister, promising Prime Minister, policy and socio-economically packed Prime Minister with the whole heap of joke and the gimmicks and the bullshit that you grace us with whenever time you say mic on camera. Mic on camera, shitty water, Prime Minister. listen to a supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. Because uno say we are PNP. Uno decide say our criticism of the Prime Minister is because we are PNP. Uno not even class we as independent, you know. No, we don't have independent of thought. We can't think independently for ourselves. So when we say the Prime Minister budget was fold up and put in a packet, and the Prime Minister quarreled for 3 hours, and then 2 buster for the other 2 hours, we heard nothing, Prime Minister. Not one jit of it.
So PM Holness, me listen to you on the budget presentation. What a presentation it was. I also listen to leader of opposition, Mark Golding. But I come about you, PM Holness. You know, the budget presentation, you can take most of it. You know, most of it was laughable. Most of it was entertaining. Yet some of it was serious. I was enjoying the...
You heard what he said, Prime Minister. Most of it was laughable. Most, Prime Minister, of your budget was laughable because it was being gimmickry, Prime Minister. It was an angry tirade, Prime Minister. Go back and pick up that yellow book because you never come to Parliament with it. You can't convince us of that.
In the budget presentation. But the truth is, PM Holness, you know when you lost me? When you touch minimum wages. You said you move the minimum wages effective June 1st, from 15,000 to 16,000. When you said it, the cabinet and members, they applaud you. Standing innovation. One would have thought, one looking on would have thought you did something well. It's a big thing you do. Yes, you deserve a clap because you give poor people a push. The truth is, PM Holness, you did nothing. And I don't say to embarrass you. I say to you as a Jamaican, I say to you as a supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party, I also say it to you as a minimum wage worker. I know how the spending go. PM Holness, what you say? Not even $2,000. Me just feel the love of God that try understand. Because then clap you so much. Me think you do something great. You don't do nothing. You did nothing at all.
Raymond G.
And nothing is wrong with coming out and saying you make a mistake. You know, in your calculation, you made a mistake. Favor made a mistake when she spoke about 2002 year and Probox. You know, nothing wrong. Me know educated people don't like apologize. Me know. You know, when you're so full of yourself, when you can't say only the wrong. PM Holness, come back to way. Come back to way and set away. You know, maybe you know I made a mistake in the figures. Try 2,000 PM Holness. The cost of living it's just too much. PM Holness, remember one thing, this is an election year. Not only that, we the poor people vote. Them people at Cherry Garden, Narbrook and Beverly Hills and all them hills and uptown. They're not voting on because the truth is, them are uptown. For them things set, them a private sector. Them run things. Them run things. Me never seen my polling station yet. And I visit many polling stations as an outdoor agent. PM Holness, this is an election here. You talk about a third term. May I tell you, there's still hopes. There's still a possibility. You might just get there. But this just not cut it. Because this not move me one bit. This $1,000 increase not move me. And then hypocrite they behind you with clap. Remember when you raised to them money in a parliament, it was by 200%. It go by thousands, some by millions. So when they clap for you, applaud you, they give you false hope. You did nothing, Minister, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. You did nothing where the minimum wages is concerned. I put it to you. You made a mistake. Come back and recalculate. Try 2,000. The 1,000 was a slap in the face. It's an embarrassment. I am so embarrassed and ashamed. Where's the Andrew Holness? $1,000? And when you say just say it with such a passion, and you know, the people clap, they applaud you. Why did they applaud you? What did you do? I mean, no, you're going to break it down and say, you know, when you take power, it was this, it was that, and what. Yes, we understand all of that. But come back and come with something different. Please.
Prime Minister, don't mix me up. Don't mix me, Prime Minister. It was said, Prime Minister, by your supporters, not mine.
Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
Digital. Yeah. Now these are refurbished. They're going to be refurbished. So they will be refurbished with those.
So it is not at all going to be entertain disturbance to the budget debate. Do not answer any member questioning you in this house. Please continue with the debate, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Mothering, wifering, or speakering. The easy joke. Well gone, bro. Norman Ferguson. Sunshine. But let me say to you, Juliet Holness, when people are quarrel, we not keep rules in a quarrel. The older we can quarrel at the same time is who louder and who are the most outward them win the quarrel. The Prime Minister come there present no budget. Fair talk about the budget not for disturb. Where was it? We are still waiting. Even at the end of 5 hours of petulant tirade, the nation was still asking, when is the Prime Minister going to start presenting the budget? Lady J. Love, Unique Ray, Prospective Power. We don't hear that part there yet, you know. The budget, Prime Minister. The budget where you follow put in your pocket and come have a FinSac breakdown. Come have a PMP 18 years worth of breakdown, Prime Minister. $1,000 with lies and deception, policy drawn from the Road Traffic Act, like say something where Holness have a grand old idea. What a wicked man. Prime Minister, oh, you're so wicked, thief and lie. Because the whole of them work together. There's really not a separation of the two. To want to work together, Prime Minister. You just will never manage to get it right. And then you're not convinced on yourself of a third term. You all convince yourself of a third term. To do what? Hunger wouldn't kill Jamaica people because the number of them now full with belly, you know. The figures, Prime Minister, now full the people them belly. And if you think $1,000 is gonna go any way far to appease people to give you a third term to continue to abuse us, dictate to us, and sell us out. Are you crazy, Prime Minister? Haven't you seen that it's all closing in on you? No, she there from over there. No, let us attack the Prime Minister's manhood. Let us attack the Prime Minister's missing manhood before we go further into the Davises and the Hugheses. Let us attack the Prime Minister's manhood. I dare you, Prime Minister, to speak like a man. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, I dare you to speak like a man, Prime Minister. I challenge you to speak as if you have balls. I challenge you, Prime Minister, to speak as if you're standing on your feet rather than on your knees, Prime Minister. Marco Rubio, come. I challenge this Prime Minister to speak if you are a man. Otherwise, Prime Minister, you will have to bear the Sisianti name that you rightfully ought to be given. Sisianti Holness.
You heard last week that the British government get a VAPS and decide to put all of us on visas.
This means that all Trinidad and Tobago nationals must obtain a visa before travelling to the UK for all visits.
Britain is our friendly Commonwealth nation. They have in this country a high commission with staff. What Britain has done there is not only to damage us and our feelings, but to damage our economy as well. Because London is a gateway to Europe. And worse, the visa is very expensive. But what really rots my gut is that I have to also swallow that the highest court of this land is in London, at the Privy Council. Do you really feel independent? Well, if you all didn't know that we should get out of the Privy Council and get to the Caribbean Court of Justice, this treatment by the British government should let all of you know how they view us. Many of them still believe that we are substandard, we are inferior, and they should treat us as they want to treat us. It is unjust. It is disgraceful that they will put a fee on us and tell us, while you have to come to us to have our lords tell you what is right and wrong, you have to pay for a visa to come and do that. Trinidad and Tobago must complete its independence and get to hell out of the Privy Council.
Cockless Andrew, I dare you to speak as a man. Because you know you can't, isn't it? You know that you cannot speak as a man, Prime Minister. Listen to the balls of a woman, Prime Minister.
That's everything that we need to know. Barbados does not currently have Cuban medical staff or Cuban nurses, but I will be the first to go to the line and to tell you that we could not get through the pandemic without the Cuban nurses and the Cuban doctors. I will also be the first to tell you that we paid them the same thing that we pay Bajans, and that the notion, as was peddled not just by this government in the US, but the previous government, that we were involved in human trafficking by engaging with the Cuban nurses was fully repudiated and rejected by us. Now, I don't believe that we have to shout across the seas But I am prepared, like others in this region, that if we cannot reach a sensible agreement on this matter, then
all our go and globalists can't hit the like button. We can't hit the like button.
if the cost of it is the loss of my visa to the US, then so be it. But what matters to us is principles. And I have said over and over that principles only mean something when it is inconvenient to stand by it. No, we don't have to shout, but we can be resolute. And I therefore look forward to standing with my CARICOM brothers. I wish I could say brothers and sisters, but brothers, to be able to ensure that we explain that what the Cubans have been able to do for us, far from approximating itself to human trafficking, has been to save lives and limbs and sight for many a Caribbean person.
Do you have balls, Prime Minister? Can you really speak like that, Prime Minister? Will you take the opportunity to get up off your knees, Prime Minister, when Marco Rubio comes to Jamaica? Because the Caribbean Prime Minister,
fellow citizens
taking
and
a
residents,
stand.
Today I address an issue that strikes at the heart of who we are as a nation and as a people, the issue of Cuban healthcare professionals working in our federation. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has always upheld principled and respectful relations with all nations, including the Republic of Cuba and the United States of America. We hold these bonds dear, not just as a matter of diplomacy, but because our lives, our histories, and our futures are deeply intertwined. As an independent nation, St. Kitts and Nevis has long been committed to peace and multilateralism. Our foreign policy is guided by respect, cooperation, and adherence to the rule of law. Cuba has been an indispensable partner to the Caribbean, and we believe its full integration into hemispheric development initiatives benefits all. A stronger, more prosperous Cuba is in the best interest of the Americas and the Caribbean, enhancing our collective security and sustainability. Equally so, the United States has been an invaluable development partner, and we are grateful for their contributions to our federation over the years. We are committed to strengthening our relationship. Many of us in St. Kitts and Nevis and across the Caribbean have benefited immensely from the opportunities provided by Cuba. I, like so many of my fellow citizens, had the privilege of receiving a first-class education in Cuba. Additionally, I had the opportunity to pursue specialization studies in the United States of America. This unique background highlights the importance of our relationship with both countries and is an example of the importance of that relationship to our socio-economic and political development. Our history proves that these two nations, despite their differences, can coexist in a way that benefits the people of this region. Since 2003, St. Kitts and Nevis has welcomed Cuban professionals who have come not as outsiders, but as family, helping us build a stronger, healthier, and more resilient nation. Our Cuban healthcare professionals have saved lives. Our Cuban-trained professionals have become pillars of society. Let there be no doubt. Cuban professionals in St. Kitts and Nevis are treated with dignity, fairness, and respect. They are provided with comfortable housing at the expense of the government. They receive compensation commensurate with the well-established and statutorily approved government pay scale for professionals with similar expertise. They retain their passports, are free to travel, have vacation leave, work standard hours, and enjoy working conditions equivalent to those of local professionals. Let me be unequivocal. St. Kitts and Nevis values its relationships with both Cuba and the United States. We are a friend to all, an enemy to none. We are and will remain a staunch advocate for the rule of law, human rights, and labor rights. Any accusations of exploitative labor practices in our federation are inconsistent with our laws and values. As a people whose ancestors suffered for over 300 years through forced labor and human trafficking, we have never and will never tolerate human trafficking practices on our shores.
Forced labor by the same United States who's calling out forced labor and human trafficking. Look at who is speaking. Bloodthirsty America.
Or anywhere. For this matter specifically, we have to assess the deeper truth. Division between Cuba and the United States of America does not serve the interests of our region. It does not help our people, our economies, or our shared vision for a more stable and prosperous region. It is time for dialogue. I call upon the leadership of Cuba, the United States of America, and CARICOM to come together in a spirit of mutual respect. The challenges we face, economic stability, healthcare, security, are challenges we must face together. Isolation and confrontation will only serve to deepen our struggles. Cooperation, on the other hand, will uplift us all. Until then, St. Kitts and Nevis as a sovereign nation will always make decisions that align with the best interests of our people. Our policies are shaped by our principles, our commitment to justice, and our unwavering dedication to upholding our national sovereignty. Our decisions are guided by fairness, regional solidarity, and the imperative of sustainable development. Under my leadership, St. Kitts and Nevis will continue to engage both Cuba and the United States of America. We take pride in our values, cherish our partnerships, and remain firm in our independence. We remain committed to constructive diplomacy and fostering relationships that uplift our people and advance stability in the region. Our voice on the global stage will continue to reflect both our principles and our pragmatic dedication to progress for all. Thank you.
I dare you, Andrew Holness. I dare Andrew Holness to speak like a man. Speak like someone who's got balls, Andrew Holness. Get up off your knees, stand up and speak, Andrew Holness. This is a matter of life and death for the Jamaica people. Because when they're denied health care and specialist services, Prime Minister, the only thing next in a derelict health care is death. And you know where they're going after that? To Dr. Tufton and his friend's funeral parlor, Prime Minister. The Prime Minister refuses to speak on behalf of the nation. But this same Prime Minister wants to dictate to us and threaten us every day how he's going to gun us down in the street. But when it comes to a matter of life and death and medical and health services, the Prime Minister says, you, the people of Jamaica, is not as important as my visa. Because at this moment, it's not a threat for economic or diplomatic or security severance. It's about your all visa. And so far, all the other Caribbean leaders, not foreign secretary or health secretary or media blabberer, the leaders, Prime Minister, spoke. You're still, Prime Minister, hiding behind everybody else, because what is Andrew Holness doing? He's saving his skin. the amount of fraud the Prime Minister is involved in that would be more than likely touching the US wire system, then the Prime Minister, if not questioned on the oath when he went up to give the name of gangsters. Don't know why you would have to go a foreign to go give gangsters name when you could have done it in a diplomatic cable. Just wondering if the Prime Minister was questioned by DOJ or Special Prosecutor on the oath, Prime Minister.
Oh boy, this Father God. Oh, he lie and blood clot me when me tell him that. What a wicked bumper old boy, this Father God. Oh, he lie and blood clot me when me tell him that. What a wicked...
You're a wicked person, Andrew Holness. It comes true in your budget. The wickedness of you, Andrew Holness, we have seen it on many different levels. Your dictatorial behavior, your unconstitutional behavior. But Prime Minister, the budget, Prime Minister, spoke loudly. But take your face out of Marco Rubio's zip when he comes on Wednesday and stand up like a man and speak to Marco Rubio. Because this is just not about your visa, Prime Minister. It is about us, the people of Jamaica. Our health care, who don't have enough money to fly out, who don't have enough money to get private health care, Prime Minister. It is about us. It is about us, Prime Minister. Bring it back to us. Too much effort is placed on your visa, Prime Minister. Too much effort is placed on your properties in Florida, Prime Minister. Come back to us because it's really about us. But you know, big girls blows over the road. I'm going to tell them, you know, you see, we're getting in a trouble with the Jamaica people, Cliff Hughes and George Davis. You don't want to act like blogger. So, get radio license and you can manage to pay for it. But listen to this facts throwing out, or this facts debate between George Davis and Colin Bell. George Davis has his argument and figures. Colin Bell also have his argument and figures. But George Davis, when you drop the radio license and come out here, come vlog like everybody else, that's who you all are. The holding up radio license and walk and talk so now journalists. It's not cutting it anymore. You batter hard out the judge. Holness the pan for him knee, but you prostrate pan for your belly. Me don't know where I work for. But you work hard. Don't know what it is, George, that you are working for, George Davis. But you are working very hard. But there are vloggers out here, George Davis and Cliff Hughes, that are much more popular than you all put together. Let's listen to the facts and figures.
One served for 9 years. One served for 14 years. Under whose administration more Jamaicans got murdered? Who is the murder prime minister?
We'll also remember you, Mr. Percival, as the murder prime minister. Because it was on your watch that we hit murders 1,000 for the year for the first time and sustained it. 1992, 629 murders. 93, 654 murders. 94, 690. 95, 780. 96, 925. 97 for the first time ever. 1,000, 1,038 for good measure. 98, 953. 99, 849. 2,887. 2001, 1,139. 2002, 1,045. 2003, 976. 2004, 1,471. And as a last lick, Mr.
Take note of the figures, because if you don't know better, you will believe George Davis's argument. She did. Yes. Georgina Tullops.
Percival, in 2005, your last full year, 1,674. So in the time you were at the wicket, Mr. Percival, 13,710 Jamaicans murdered in their own country. Private security exploded because everybody are grilled up and try to keep possession and limbs and lives safe. On your watch, the record will show more Jamaicans lost their lives to the gun and to murder on your watch than everybody else. That's how we will remember you.
So I just listen to George Davis from Nationwide dissing up the legend, Most Honorable P.J. Patterson. But what I want to address is George Davis referring to P.J. Patterson as the murder prime minister. And he gave some figures and said because of those figures, more people died under P.J. Patterson than anybody else. Now, I'm not attack George, but I want to call him because I'm going to attack him argument. So, I double check the figures because I don't believe them neither. But the figures look all right. And what he said is that 13,710 people were murdered while P.J. Patterson was prime minister. Now, one of the things we never tell you, so you have people who can lie by omission. But one of the things that George Davis never tell you is that it's 14 years P.J. Patterson was prime minister for. So 14 years, 13,710 people died. And he referred to him as the murder prime minister. Now listen this. 2016, Andrew Holness became prime minister in February. 1,354 people died in 2016. 1,647 in 2017. 1,287 in 2018. 1,339 in 2019. 1,323 in 2020. 1,474 2021. 1,498 2022. 1,393 2023. 1,141 2024. That gives you a total of 12,456 in 9 years. Now, how you do the comparison? So to compare Andrew Holness 9 years with P.J. Patterson 14 years, you have to do an average. So you divide the 13,710 under PJ by 14, and the average comes out at 979 people murdered each year under P.J. Patterson. You do the same thing for Andrew Holness. 12,456 divided by 9, and the average comes out at 1,384 people murdered each year under Andrew Holness after he promised us to sleep with our doors and our windows open. So George Davis, based upon this, may I ask you now, who is the murder prime minister? Who would you refer to as the murder prime minister? The average would tell you that if Andrew Holness finished this year, he's going to go to 13,800 and change based on his average. And that is 10 years compared to 14. So, brethren, I know you're a big journalist, former president of the Press Association. But is it that you have an ulterior motive for disrespecting PJ Patterson? My question to you is, when you look at the figures that I have now presented, and those figures from PJ Patterson, do you stand by what you said? Because I am going to suggest that if any prime minister could be referred to as the murder prime minister, then it would have to be this present prime minister, Andrew Michael Holness.
The Easy Jerk, I understand your sentiments in the competitive argument over people being killed. But one of the issue here in this to take note of is the song and dance of the Prime Minister, which nationwide is also assisting with that promotion. That this Prime Minister has taken crime to its lowest level in 25 years. It's a lie. We know figure-wise, reality-wise, it's all a lie run by the Prime Minister and nationwide. So it was right for Colin Bell to do that, because George Davis, as the mainstream media journalist, the way how we understand news and reporting, bar us who know it's just a government mouthpiece, people take what they hear on radio, read in the paper, or on television quite seriously. A lot of people take them to be the truth. A lot take them to be gospel. How can they lie? They are the media. They are on radio, on TV. They're publishing the papers. How can they lie? But if you don't understand them, it wouldn't occur to you that that is what the media does. That is what the media does. Tell lies and run paid or aligned political propaganda. It is what's been done over there. So it was right for Colin Bell to come out and show the people that George Davis is lying to the nation to assist the Prime Minister's argument and how much this Prime Minister has taken down crime in a matter of 12 months when it has been plaguing us forever, and it has been turned up under his government. I don't know if PNP win when nationwide are going to do, you know. If nationwide are plan to pay up their money, or them are plan to go back to standard broadcasting, or them are go just walk and pick up dirt on the PNP every day because Not where Cliff Hughes and John Davis are do over there not making sense, Because let me say to why it now makes sense, Cliff Hughes and George Davis. You're preaching to the choir. You are preaching to the choir. You never get anywhere, George Davis, preaching to a choir. They are already sanctified and holy, isn't it, George? So the much about anything that you are doing, you're only speaking to Jamaica Labour Party supporters. Nobody else no listen to you. Nobody else no believe you. Ask yourself this question, though, Cliff Hughes. Ask yourself this question. When Andrew Holness and JLP lose the election, what are you going to have to talk about in the country? Or are you going to come to your senses and start to confess how you all lied to protect the prime minister? Like the Democrat lied to protect Biden, so Biden never piss and shit on himself. But do we as a people, though, Prime Minister, matters? Because it's heating up, Marco Rubio is not coming to Jamaica to tell the Prime Minister how brilliant of a leader Andrew Holness is. It's just not how diplomatic visits are. Diplomatic visit in this hemisphere comes with a threat or an order. This is not your European partner. Look how Donald Trump is treating Europe and Canada. Donald Trump, America's staunch allies and partners and supporters. They all rock to bed in together. They all go on a jolly ride, dropping bombs on women and children around the globe together. Look at the treatment the Canadians and the Europeans are getting from Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump, major partner who makes sense in the grand scheme of things, are getting this type of treatment, coming to Jamaica for a visit is a threat or an order. Like Barack Obama when he came to visit Portia Simpson. It was a threat. Stay out of my deportation and dare you to give Goat Island to the Chinese. So Marco Rubio, coming within months of Donald Trump, taking government and having an anti-communist, anti-China tirade, cannot be a visit that will benefit the people of Jamaica. Therefore, if our Prime Minister is backed into a corner and cannot make a strong enough decision to protect the people of Jamaica, the Prime Minister must move the country into a general election immediately on Thursday, Prime Minister. You should dissolve Parliament on Thursday. Let the nation go into a general election so we can have decisive leadership, Prime Minister, when dealing with the loonified cacophony of Americans. Because you cannot ponder to a mad person that the President of the United States is. Because you just never know what direction the President will go based on a tweet he may read or a reporting on TV. This is why there's decisive leadership, Prime Minister, coming from the other Caribbean countries. Because they know, say, if a mad dog rush you and you start to run, you're certainly going to get bite. But if a mad dog rush you and you stand up and stare that mad dog in its eye and raise your hand, Prime Minister, the mad dog tantrum immediately toned down. The issue we are having as a people, there's a huge leadership deficit in our country. The Prime Minister is a little sissy, is a dickless old sperm donor, ballsless, on his knees hankering at somebody's zipper, rather than standing on your feet, Prime Minister, and defend the pride of us as a people and our country and its resources. You decide, Prime Minister, to be all the way down on your knees, holding on to somebody's zipper, which only you will get an orgasm from pulling onto Marco Rubio's zip. Doesn't do fuck all, Prime Minister, for the people of Jamaica, who, if we lose the Cuban partnership, we will have dead bodies like it's a natural disaster. Because the truth be told, Prime Minister, our healthcare run under you is a makeshift in a war camp, isn't it? Makeshift healthcare, Prime Minister, in a war camp. Just look at how you have been running Cornwall Regional throughout your entire government. Cornwall Regional just walk and drink water and money, so. Cornwall Regional Hospital just a drink water, money, and resources, so. And I guarantee you, Prime Minister, after 9-10 years of your government, the PNP have to go come finish Cornwall. Because all you do is you pull Cornwall apart and don't remember how to push it back together. From 2 billion, Prime Minister, to 21 billion we were made aware last year. And then in this budget, Prime Minister, about another 5 billion has gone to Cornwall. What, 26 billion now? And you don't think you're the greatest failure our country has ever seen? One project, Prime Minister, for 9 years. One project spanned over your entire government. Ask China how much hospital they built during COVID. Ask Ibrahim Toure how much hospital commissioned in his country in the last 2-3 years or so. When an African leader, body-washing, boot-licking African leader, come off our leader name, because I see only Pano criticize Ibrahim Toure, that the friends of the Americans, you must keep that in mind, the Saudi Arabians, or the Americans pussy whip. Yes, that's who they are. The Americans pussy whip as the Americans skin out Saudi Arabia, jump in. So the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the friend of Donald Trump, yes, that pussy whipped Saudi Arabia, the friend of America, the friend of Donald Trump, the bomb dropping Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabia who's starving the children of Yemen, is offering Mr. Toure to build over 200 mosques in Burkina Faso. Fuck you all on your religion. It's what you have all used to destroy and contaminate Africa. Fuck you all and your religion. Mr. Toure refused, say thank you for the offer, but I refuse, because if the people of Palestine can pray, my people don't need 200 mosques to pray. They would need hospitals, schools, and jobs. So no thank you, fuck you, Saudi Arabia. He should have said, literally, no thank you. Because the Saudi Arabians are murderers, just like the Americans. That's why the Saudis and the Americans are so much in bed together. Because the Saudi Arabians are murderers, just like the Americans. They're human rights violator, just like the Americans. Why do they want to come spread more religion in Africa? What has religion brought to Africa except for destruction? Mohammed bin Salman. What has Islam or Christianity brought to Africa but disease, destruction, and division? Come and tell us about it. Because whole heap of fool like me would want to see what religion, what Christianity, or Islam, for that matter, has brought to Africa, barring death, division, destruction, and blatant plunder of our wealth. Fuck you and your religion, your churches, and your mosques. Africa does not need that. That will not bring economic independence to Africa, which is the only thing that will bring us forward. Thank you all very much for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support as always. And don't forget to support us on TikTok as well. We would like you to follow our TikTok backup page, because we are facing a lot of suppression on TikTok, because we can't talk how people want with it. Wara hit talk. We talk or we feel. I don't believe in censoring. This is why I don't block people from my platform. I allow them to make fucking fools out of themselves. Because I believe in free speech. I cherish it. And thereby, I do the best I can to protect it. TikTok is not of that opinion. Every time I talk, TikTok slap me upon my mouth and say hate speech, hate speech. What is hate speech, TikTok? The realities of life, TikTok, is not hate speech. It's just the reality of life. There are certain words that we have to use because that's how we understand them, and that's how people understand them. Alrighty? So, I hope you can support my backup page on TikTok. There's something that I look for pinning, or I did pin it earlier. The handle. I want to pin the handle and ask you all to go over TikTok and give me a follow on the Upsy Daisy. I would just something last for me, man. For my TikTok backup page. Or the junk gone. But me have it in here, I know can me pin it already. But it look like him run up and down from me. Can you there search, just type it over again, no fool. Hold on. GTV. No, not that's a you fool. Right. At GTV 358 ROUP. So if you go to TikTok, you can support us on that TikTok page. That's the handle at GTV358 group. Give us a follow and help to grow that page so we can continue the battle on TikTok. Because why I like TikTok platform also, even though my mouth and TikTok don't go well together, like Facebook, YouTube, IG, them coming at them different era, and them have them different people who just latch on to certain social media. TikTok bring a different feel to social media, where it brings all age group, culture, religion, and class to that one platform. So it's a place to get your message out. It's a place to reach people. It's a place to reach the younger generation whose mindset ought to be important to what we're trying to achieve, economic and social independence, which we don't have. So, because of my mouth, me can't have one platform on TikTok, because my mouth and TikTok don't work in sync together. Because I will not back down, I will not comply, and any bullshit of censoring I want to comply with. Pushing the boundary is a protest, isn't it? So that we don't learn it as a people to use our power of protest much more. But give us your support on TikTok so we can also have our message on that platform. So there is your link, your handle on the screen, GTV358 group, and give us a follow. The channel is really called Global TV Advanced Potential. The advanced potential is in memory of a friend that I've lost some time ago. Advanced potential was unique to them. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. Hope you can support us over on TikTok as well. Thank you. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view, because sun pretty out the door, so one may wants to have a bit of the new year feeling, because as they say, spring is New Year's, and spring has just started in the United Kingdom. Thank you and goodbye.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.